Greetings, traveler.
We have a very fast balance patch as a result of the anomaly meta, which is pretty normal. Usually they're going to make a huge, change like that, and then they're going to get some data, right? In this case, they reintroduced anomalies, huge amount of data, and then they're going to see some outliers, some things that are just way too strong, way too weak, and they're going to change that. So it's pretty normal that we have a patch this early. Raynor has been changed so that you can't steal the battlecruiser. It's basically not operational. The hero power is what gives you the upgrades in the shop. Before the change, battlecruiser was the one that spawned the upgrade in the shop. If you don't have battlecruiser on your board, you won't get the upgrade. So if you sell your battlecruiser, it's not going to clog your shop. But it's essentially just to prevent people from stealing your battlecruiser and then spawning like 5 upgrades in the shop because they have a bunch of battlecruisers, and that's way too good. Artanis is now 14 instead of 16, so it's faster. I really don't like that you're not guaranteed mothership. I don't know, like, it feels like that's the whole point of Artanis, is to play mothership, so I get one Protoss unit, who cares, right? Like, do I care? I don't think I care. I really don't think I care. I don't know, man. And then Carrier was changed to prevent an infinite combo. Carrier used to attack immediately. Now it just spawns the unit, which is why Greybow can't have it, because that means that you could still go infinite with Greybow because the carrier spawns would have taunt, which is pretty insane. And now if you have a golden carrier, it summons a golden interceptor instead of 2. Whereas before, if you had golden carrier and you played it with Chameleon, you would just go infinite, because you would just summon 4 and it would be Avenge 4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just insane, right? So I'm sad that I never got to try it, but yeah, that is what it is. Kerrigan starts with less armor, but spawning pool costs 1 less, but then Evo Chamber costs 1 more. So in the end, it still takes you as long to get the Ultralisk Cavern, but you get to go to tier 2 Zerg faster. And once you have Ultralisk Cavern unlocked, that is the tier 3 Zergs, you will not be offered tier 1 Zergs. Now you will be more likely to find basically Ultralisk into either Infestor or, Viper in the late game into Ultralisk again or so. We have an upgrade to Mutalisk, Lurker, and Infestor. After a friendly minion kills an enemy, gain 1 attack permanently. Before, the Mutalisk had to kill it itself, and it would get, like, I don't know, 4/4, I think, per thing it killed. But the Mutalisk would have to be the one doing the attacking, I think. I don't think it would even work if the Mutalisk would get attacked into. So this is likely quite a bit of a buff where you could just put this in the back line and farm a bunch of attack. Lurker is now Avenge 1 instead of Avenge 2. What does Infestor do now? Oh, whenever you play a card, give your minions 1/1. I guess before it was whenever you play a minion. Okay. Kerrigan was broken and they buffed it. Kerrigan was almost unplayably bad, so I will I will disagree with that. Kerrigan was most certainly not broken in my opinion. All right, so that's good. Maybe now she's playable. We'll see. Greybow is now banned in mech games. It's because Bone Render and Automaton, I'm guessing, because the Automaton copies would automatically be taunted if you're Greybow, right? When they reborn, they would just reborn with taunt, and then you would just have an insanely favorable Exodia setup. And that's why Zamzarak is also banned in mech lobbies, because it's too easy to get an Automaton and a Bone Render and just copy that over and over. I am surprised that they are hitting everything except the Bone Render, but so this is sort of classic Blizzard. Oh no, oh no, oh dear, oh yeah. Like, I'm not gonna nerf you, but all the rest is getting hit. Not nerf my Bone Render. Red Hand was removed from the quest reward pool. That's probably because it's too powerful for the anomaly where you have a quest reward every turn where it changes. That is way too good if you roll that on turn 1 in that anomaly where everybody gets quest rewards to choose from, because then on turn 2 you have something with +12/+12 and you can power level like crazy. So that seems like an obvious change. I like that. Sentry has been removed from the Putricide pool. That is also probably because of Bone Render, because it reborns and then it regains reborn after Avenge 4. So again, right, that's a change to not have to delete Bone Render. Staff of the Scourge is also removed, again, because that interacts too favorably with Bone Render. That's actually so funny, man. We have a specific duos change where the turn timer is now longer from turn 8 onwards. I have seen some complaints about this already, but I don't think that they can win, because this happened clearly because some people were probably saying, oh my god, I just cannot play my duos turn. It is way too short. What are you doing with the anomalies? And now that they made it longer, we're going to have other people saying, like, what are you doing? I only have 15 minutes on my lunch break, or yada, 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 right? I can't, the games take too long now. So I don't think they can win with this change. But I'm guessing there is an optimal number that, you know, the least amount of people are going to be dissatisfied with. Hunter of Gatherer is back and Coral Murgler's back. We just played a game with Murgler, so we already saw that. I like that. I think Gatherer is a fan favorite. It's a fun card. It works with locked brands. You can stack the roars. It's a little bit of health here and there, so pretty good. And then Coral Murgler was necessary because Murlocs were just incomplete right now, where you could play the tier 6 that buffs your hand, and you could still have a Bream and the base skill, but without Corals, it's just like, what are you doing, right? You're just like summoning a Bream, and it's just not enough. You need Coral for the end game, for the chunker stats, so that's good. I like it. Tumbleweed is not in because of Bone Render. Recruitment is out. That's duos, so there's something in the duos meta where this was too good, I'm guessing, right? Maybe with Ballers or something? I don't know. There's probably something you can do with Ballers or Nagas in like the... I don't know. Whelp is a 0-4. I like this. I like this. Whelp was so bad before, so 0-3 to 0-4. I like this. Good change. Forest Rover is now a tier 2. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Beetles are back. I mean, I'm buying that on tier 2, I'm guessing, right? Because that's a 3-2 that spawns a 3-3 with upside, right? So I'm probably pretty happy picking it up on tier 2. Does this all of a sudden save Beetles? I'm not sure, but we'll see. There's other stuff here. Eternal Knight of 5-1, yeah, just minor updates, trying to get people to pick more Eternal Knights. Arm is now +3 attack permanently. That's a lot, but Arm feels so out of place in the meta. It's a card you buy if you're just like kind of whatever on the other options, really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not suddenly excited about this card, but it works really well with a module. All right, you get a lot of attack, so I don't know. Just feels a bit outdated, this card. Floating Watcher is now a tier 3. That's probably good. I did not buy this card a single time since it was back. Maybe I generated it randomly one time or so, but it just wasn't the card. So put it on tier 3. Maybe now Wrathweaver is a little bit more appealing to buy early. We'll see. Again, not really sure. But I like this, right? Change it. See if it's too strong, they can always change it back. Now, Gem Splitter has a Divine Shield on it. Whoa, that is a humongous buff. This is really to play off Rugug. Gem Splitter plus Rugug, because Gem Splitter works really well with a unit where you can just dump your gems on. Rugug is a really good unit to dump your gems on. However, there's no Piper, there's no Jazzer, so you can't really buff your gems that well. So you have to still rely on gem days, and then if you're gonna rely on gem days, you would rather just have Turbo Hog. So then it's kind of a waste to do Gem Splitter Rugug. So I'm not really convinced this is all of a sudden a thing now, but we're gonna have to see. This is not a bad unit to pick up, right? Like a pair of Gem Splitters is wonderful. Like go 3-on-3, get a pair of Gem Splitters, you're very happy. That's a lot of early gems. Boar Gamer is exactly the same card, but it now has Taunt. It didn't have Taunt before. And the dev comment is, this is a bug fix that's been taunting us since the last balance patch. Those guys. All right. Subject now works again with Reborn. That's good. It was bugged before, where it would count Reborn twice, and then it was pretty good early, and then they changed it so that it didn't work with Reborn at all, and then it was close to unplayable, and now it works again with Reborn, and we're gonna have to see whether it works +1/+1, or whether you get 1/1 when the Reborn dies and respawns. So, I don't know. A Nubarak going to tier 3. Wow. That's because they're nerfing Primus, right? Yeah. All right. I mean, this is definitely a thing you can pick up depending on your shop. If you have this plus the Reborn thing, or you have this plus Caretaker, that gives you some gems, it's fine. Skitterer is back to giving +1/+2. Okay. That is definitely better because there's also Chicken. You can combo this with Hawkstrider to get a lot of Skitterer procs, so maybe it's just about enough to now play Beetles a bit again. We'll have to see. Netherdrake is a 2/6 instead of a 4/12. Okay, bam. Yeah, people were just buying it because it was a 4/12. So Blizzard was like, play more Netherdrake. They're like, no, not like that. We want you to play dragons. We don't want you to buy 4/12s. I was like, well, that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to buy 4/12. So effectively a 5/12 on the first turn. So now it's a 2/6. So only for the dragon enjoyers, no longer the 4/12 enjoyers. Coast Guard is no longer a battle cry, but it's now on tier 5 and it works when you sell it. Was that really a problem? I guess they're trying to make Bran worse, right? That's fair. They're trying to make Bran worse. Because pirates are not OP, but Bran is OP. And this nerfs Bran in pirate lobbies. Sure, I guess. That's fine. That's an okay change. I don't really like it because I kind of like the whole Bran Battlegrounds, but at the same time, it's fair. They had to do something, right? Bran was too good. Pokey is now a tier 5, but it's still start of turn, so it doesn't work with Drakari. Yeah, Triple into Pokey was pretty much always too slow, so maybe now triple into Pokey when it's a 5-drop, right? You get a Pokey while you're still on tier 4, and now all of a sudden you have gem scaling for your gem splitter Ruguk setup, right? That could work. I'm very happy to try this. Again, with all these changes, right? If it's way too strong, if it's way too good, they can always change it back, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. So let's try it. It's back to 1-1. Yes, of course. Sorry, I thought that went without saying, but yes. Pokey was very briefly buffed to being 1-2, and now it's back to 1-1, but you definitely prefer to have it on 5 and be 1-1 than 1-2 on 6, because it's much better to get +1/+1 early and then work off that, because if you get your gem scaling too late, it's so awkward. Pokey may as well be end of turn again. That's where things get tricky, because if you turn this into end of turn, suddenly you can have double Pokey, Drakari, Charlie, and stuff, and now you have a stupid board again. When Pokey was end of turn, Quillbore were really freaking dumb, so you can't really just make Pokey end of turn again. Like, that meta was really just Quillbore. Like, if you weren't Quillbore, you had to play Scam, because you would always get outstatted by Quillbore. When Pokey was end of turn, it was stupid good. Like, double Pokey Drakari is like just passively gaining 4/4 end of turn. Primus is now Avenge 3, because Undead were just super tilting. You triple into an early Primus and you're just GGing people. Now it's Avenge 3. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like Avenge 2, so I think Avenge 3 is better. Unsure about exactly where this is going to leave Undead. Maybe back to unplayable status. I don't know. It's a 313 at least, right? So it's a big boy. That's a lot of stats. It's going to survive a hit most likely. So we'll see if Avenge 3 is playable, but it wasn't really playable before, so probably not going to be playable now. Tathalon's buddy is now tier 5. This was made tier 5 because it interacted way too favorably with Eyes of the Earth Mother. You could play Eyes of the Earth Mother on the buddy, make it golden, and because it became golden in that turn, the effect would have been refreshed, and then you can cast a different spell and get 2 copies of that spell. So that was an insane power play, just way too much. Nala is now 3-2. Right. We did have a huge Nala board against us in our first game of the patch. So yeah, why not? People weren't really playing Nala. Let's try. If it's too strong, again, you can always change it back. So I like that. Try it out. The opponent did have a really big board for that state of the game. So we'll see, like maybe double Nala, right? Double Nala, spell generation, have some fun. This one I don't really get. Gaines is going back to give your other Naga. Was Gaines destroying lobbies? Like, surely, like, in the data that they have, Gaines was overperforming, but maybe that is in the lobbies that I'm not playing, because my god, like, I definitely did not have the feeling like, oh my god, another guy with Slither Spear, I guess I lose. I think I said that a total of 0 times across the week. Right? I just don't look at boards and be like, this guy high rolled Lord of Gaines? That's insane. Like, what's he doing? If anything, it's like Groundbreaker, right? That you lose to if it's Nagas. It's just got to be data from across the whole spectrum, right? And probably at lower MMR, it was just a little bit too easy to scale with. I'm guessing that's it, but that's kind of sad because I like playing with Lord of Gaines. I already liked playing with him when he was in this format, so I'll probably still do it. But I'm sort of willingly making myself weaker by saying, oh, I like playing Lord of Gaines. It's okay, Gaines. I'll try to make you work, right? I don't go like, yes, I'm gonna abuse Lord of Gaines and get free MMR. Like, whenever I play Lord of Gaines, I'm always thinking like, yeah, I like playing with this guy. He's not that strong, but it's fine. It says give your other Naga, right? So this is the real change. This does not buff itself anymore. Just feels like an awkward change to me. But again, it's very likely just because of the stats where at lower MMR, it was just too easy to scale with, question mark? Terror Guard to from 5 to 6, that's good, I think. Yeah, Demons were too strong. I do like that the change to Archimont, I really dislike how Demons played before, where Archimont was changed to not less than 1. So I like that they're not just changing Archimont back and forth, because Archimont, like, the change to Archimont felt like it made Demons really bad, and even if you high rolled them, it was really unfun to play because it was so annoying to play with that new Archimont. So I like that you're putting Terror Guard on 6, because now you can still high roll Demons where you have your, let's say, Malchezaar plus Archimont, which is good, right? You're rolling for free, you're buying spells for free, those are good cards, but you're not automatically creating insane boards on tier 5 straight away, because you rolled into double Terror Guard when you already had Big Brother, right? So that's really the thing that allows Demons to go crazy, is that they can assemble everything on tier 5. Like, they don't need 6s at all. Genie is now a tier 6. While that pains me, I think it is correct. I love playing with Genie. It's pure crack to go to tier 5 and roll 2 Genies straight away. It's very dopamine heavy, very rewarding. But yeah, it was way too good. So Genie to 6, while painful, it's fair, right? And you got to be fair. Even if you're biased and you like playing with something, you got to be fair. Genie on 5 was unfair. unfair card, way too good, so. Stomper was buffed to +4 attack. That's fine. Again, I think I played this unit one time in the whole week. Probably good to buff it. I guess the stats reflected that. It just wasn't performing and probably wasn't being picked very often. So if people aren't playing with it, buff it. That's not a bad strategy. Eyes is now tier 6, but it only costs 4 gold. That's probably fair. It was so stupidly good to go to tier 5, get a brand, play a rodeo, or even without brand, right? Just play a rodeo. Oh, there's eyes. Oh, now I can just like golden my Malchezaar and roll 4 more times. And it was, yeah. Eyes of the Earth Mother was like a lot of the times if your opponent had a board where you were like, how did you get that? It was probably Eyes. So they somehow just cheesed an early golden unit when they really shouldn't have had that golden unit. So I think this is very fair. It's still cool. We used it in our previous game. We used it to golden our Battlecry Dragon, E-trigger end of turn, and that was really nice. That worked out. But we didn't get it too early, right? We had to go to tier 6 for it. So I think this is a fair change. All right, and then we have Anomaly updates. Secrets of Norganon, that's the tier 7. We're going to have more of that. I'm actually going to just go over them very quickly and just give comments if there's anything specific, right? Emergency Landing, that's the one where you remove cards from the pool, I believe. That is going to appear less frequently. That's because people are abusing this and they are forcing tier 2 Naga or tier 2 Ballers with this. They're going to make it appear less frequently at lower ranks. So higher ranks, I think, is 6,000 and up. I believe the metric they use for that. Golden Friendship, All Bottled Up, Line in the Sand appear less frequently. Those are the new duos ones. And that's just the offering bonus wearing off. Cosmic Duality appears less frequently. That's double hero power. Artanis and Greybow are banned. That's because Carrier plus Greybow is probably infinite. It's too good. Scout's Honor, that's the one where you start with a Scout. Tests and Scabs are out there because you would just steal the Scout, and that's way too good. Incubation Mutation, Kerrigan is banned there because your larva had a type, and then you could do something like Venom Cleave on the Ultralisk and all kinds of shenanigans, so probably just way too many options for abuse there. Treasure Hoard, Voon is banned because you could just copy the rewards too easily, so too good. Line in the Sand, ETC has been banned, and there's a pun, right? Probably because somebody was too easy to abuse with Sandy, right? But that's fine, that's for duos. Light Away, Millhouse has been banned because it feels awful if you get rewarded for rolling and your Millhouse. That's fair. You can no longer get Baroth in the Panda one because you're betting on Panda. That's fair. Golden Arena, Jim, Queen Ajara, and Gift of the Kobold have been banned. Golden Battlecruiser, way too powerful if you start with it. Queen Ajara, likely it's gonna trigger her hero power way too quickly if everything is golden because it has twice the stats. Gift of the Kobold doesn't make sense because it makes a minion in the shop golden, and Golden Arena, it already has everything golden. Golden Arrow, Galacrown banned, that's good because you can just hero power into a brand and make a golden brand in the shop with Golden Arrow. Tempest, Gym Raider and Artanis added to the ban list. Golganeth's Tempest, that's where whenever you buy a card, the shop automatically rerolls. Raynor is too good in that because you can just buy Battlecruiser updates and never pay for a roll. Artanis probably comes online a little bit too quickly because you don't have to roll, so you just you just buy cards and get your Protoss too early. That's what I'm guessing, right? And it's probably a little bit too easy to spend money for your Colossus. Instant Warband, Arana and Ini have been banned. That's also fair because you start with 3 1-drops. That makes you attack very easily, so Arana is too OP there. Ini, it's Avenge. You start with 3 units. That Avenge starts triggering very quickly. Mimrons, ETC has been banned. Likely some kind of thing with rolling, right? Where there's some buddies that reward rolling and that's bad, or it has way too high win rate because it's too easy to just buddy so it's one of those, but whatever. Mimrons is the one where you automatically level. Planner Alignment, Chinvala is banned. That makes sense. You get 1 elemental per turn in Planner Alignment, and then Chinvala is broken with that. Prudence of Amatus, Alexstrasza banned. I could see that being too strong because people are power leveling in that one, and you don't take too much damage. And if Alexstrasza can power level, she's broken, right? You just start hero powering onto your 4 straight away. Uncompensated Upset, Holiday and Snake Eyes banned. That one is weird. Upset is the one where minions don't get a gold when you sell them, but they only cost 1 gold. Snake Eyes I can see because hero powering getting the extra gold is broken, right? If all minions only cost 1, getting 5 extra gold is insane. Upsets for Holiday, maybe Holiday is just too weak because you're paying 1 gold for a spell and minions already cost 1 gold, so it's a bad deal. I don't know, and that's what I'm guessing. It's just like too weak. And then All Bottled Up, that's a Duos one. AFK is banned there. All right, guys, and with that, we have come to the end of our patch notes. So not an insanely large patch, but a nicely sized patch to go over all the changes we have recently made.